Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Solehah and I'm from Safan Group, and I would like to present it about language learning, and the material is about teacher factor and learner factor. The first material will be presented by me, and the next material will be continued by my friend Siti Nurhalidah. Let's start to the first material. Teacher factor. In the teacher factor, there is teaching method. Teacher must have training relevant to their own instructional situations in three areas. First is identifying students' current learning strategies, talk surveys, interviews, or other means, helping individual students discern which strategies are most relevant to their learning styles, tasks, and goals, and aiding students in developing orchestrated strategies rather than a scattered approach. Okay. Next is learning style. Learning style, or general approach to language learning, often determine the choice of English learning strategies. For example, analytic style students prefer strategies such as contrastive analysis, role learning, and dissecting word and phrases, while global students use strategies of fine meaning, guessing, scanning, predicting, and to converse without knowing all the words, paraphrasing, gesturing. Next is the relations between students and teacher. Teaching learning process happening between teacher and students. The teacher must cooperative in his or her class, building upon a foundation of integrity. Teacher as an ethical profession requires the interaction of 6 essential behavior. The first is caring. So the teacher must have a caring to their students, and then setting high standards. The teacher must have setting high standards to use strategies in their class, and then it's providing intellectual challenging learning experiences. Yeah. If the teacher have experience, of course they can manage their class very good. And next is organizing and managing classes of facilitated learning. The teacher must can organizing and managing classes when they in the class. And then student can third, and the last is reflecting. The next is disciplining. Disciplining at school not only for the teacher and the students, but also for everybody in the area. All person at school must obey the rule. And nobody never break the rules. The students will always under control. And next is schedule. Good managing in time will give positive impact for teacher learning process. The teacher must have a schedule when they want to teach, because if have a schedule, maybe will help the teacher to manage their class. And the next is type of task. The nature of the task help determine the strategies naturally employed to carry out the task. Okay, the next is attitudes and beliefs. They were reported to have a profound effect on the strategies learners choose. When negative attitude and belief after choosing poor strategy use or lack of or stretching of strategies. The last is tolerance of ambiguity. Scientists who were more tolerant of ambiguity significantly different learning strategies in some instances that the students who were less tolerant of ambiguity. Okay, the materials will be continued by my friend Siti Nurhalidah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Nurhalidah, and here I wanna continue the material from the Siti Solehah, and the next material about learner factor. Some students learn a new language more quickly and easily than others. Some of them are more successful than their companions. The reason is that the learners have differences, depend internal factors that lead them accomplish in language learning. And the teacher need to know the internal factor in order to create appropriate lesson and classroom activity that help to promote student learning capability. The factor is are intelligence, age, personality, and motivation. The first factor in learner is intelligence. According to Bennett et al. 2004, the things that learners already understand have a significant influence on whether and how well they can learn something new. So the student background is an important aspect. The teachers need to know in order to create a suitable lesson with appropriate levels of different students. According from Reddy, Usha, and Misra 2003 suggests in a handbook for teacher developers that is important to know our learners so that we understand. The first is educational and social background, present knowledge level, learning needs and their learning style, and their values, attitudes, and their cultural background. And the last is motivation and desire for learning. And next factor in learner is age. Age is another significant internal factor that influences the language learning. Researchers attempt to find support and evidence of how children learn to acquire language. It was found that children at different age acquire language differently depends on the critical period. According to Bridgestone 1999 critical period hypothesis, a limited developmental period during which it is possible to acquire a language to normal, native-like levels. This is generally accepted by many researchers in the field of second language acquisition or learning. And the next factor is personality. Learners with clearly defined goals and a sense of positive self-efficacy engage in activities they believe will lead to goal attainment. Covington 1992, once learners have their personal goals and interests into language, they will learn the language faster or even easier than others. Some learners will seek opportunities in which to use the new language and to take their risks involved in experimenting with English and that is example. And then the last factor in learners is motivation. According to Gardner, a highly motivated individual will want to learn the language, enjoy learning the language, and strive to learn the language. Gardner 1985. Once children have their motivation to pursue goals, they will be able to achieve the goals because because of their driving force. It is obviously the lack of motivation and enthusiasm denotes absence of deficiency in desire, interest, and driving force. Motivation and enthusiasm manifest as desire and interest that push to take action and pursue goals. Intrinsic motivation has been found to correlate strongly with educational achievement. So the motivation and enthusiasm really important for the learner in learning language to achievement there. And okay, thank you for me in this presentation. I really apologize if I have a lot of mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.